Hi, welcome to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy. Well, guys, he's back again. It's been a while, but Indiana Jones is returning to the cinema at the end of this month. Now, I don't know if he's going to come sooner in Europe or later, but as far as I know, in the United States, um, the movie's being released June 30th. So, roughly a month away from today. Now, to film this video, I'm wearing a special hat. I'm going to show that to you now. Ta-da! I think it even says Indiana Jones in here. So I'm going to wear that while we do this today, even though we can't see it. So what should we talk about? I bought these figures on clearance at Target and also at a store called Big Lots. They had them on clearance. They went on clearance pretty quickly after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out, and it was somewhat of a box office disappointment, and the toys went clearance shortly thereafter, which is unfortunate because the toys are actually pretty nice. Um, for instance, here's Dr. Henry Jones, and they have really nice details, such as his Grail diary is in his hand that you can see there. And each figure came with this little box, as you can see here. Wait, see there? And it had what they called a hidden relic. So I don't know what it would be, but perhaps like a golden idol from Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've never opened one, so I don't know. Now, I was pleased to find quite a number of them in storage. However, there are some missing, and I think they may have been sold at the flea market. Because I remember I started to sell, and I was going to sell all of this because I was really desperate for money. And I sold part of it, and I got upset. And I say, no, I can't part with this. It's too important to me. So I was like a child. Iggy's just a big baby. And anyway, so I sold some of it off and then stopped and started selling Star Wars, which also upset me. I guess I'm one of those people that can't part with anything. Maybe I have a little bit of a hoarder gene in me. But I really like these figures. They are a lot of fun. And the ones that I'm missing that I had were Mola Ram, the Chief Palace Guard, one of the Palace Guards. What else is missing? Oh, Willie Scott. And I think those are the only ones I have missing. However, there's some figures that I never got, such as the Grail Knight, uh, um, Elsa, Elsa Schneider, Colonel Vogel, uh, Young Indy, Mutt Williams. I never had any of the Russians or the warriors from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Never had any of those. So what do I have? Well, I got Indy on horseback, which is a nice one. I have the German 2-pack. And I think 2-pack was a rapper back in the early 90s. And I have Indy with the Ark. There's the Ark. And I think Sala is up here. Salad? Sala, not salad. Maybe if you put ranch dressing on them, it changes everything. Well, where'd I put them? Well, there's another German. I bought some Ultimate Soldier 1/18th scale Germans that I was hoping to paint and to match these, but I don't know if they're the proper size. I never got a chance to compare them. What happened to Sala? Here's Marion Ravenwood. And that's a huge skillet. I mean, that would weigh a ton if it was made of iron. Let's see. This is what they called Monkey Man. He's the guy that had the little monkey that was a spy and ended up getting poisoned by eating, I think, a dried date that was in a bowl. Oh, here's Sala. Uh, he was always a character that I really liked. And I think what made uh, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade a hit was the addition of Sean Connery and John Rhys Davies, uh, because they had a lot of personality, and I think they really helped propel that movie. They were, of course, not in Temple of Doom, and I remember taking my mom and dad to see Temple of Doom, which was a big mistake because my dad had just suffered a massive heart attack and he had just gotten out of the hospital a couple days before. And I took him to see that. And you remember the scene where Mola Ram rips the guy's heart out and holds it up in the air and he's like, and it starts on fire. I looked at my dad and my dad was sweating profusely. It was really upsetting him. And I'm like, oh my God, I did a really bad thing taking my parents to see this. I remember taking my mom and dad to see Return of the Jedi, and my mom kept saying, well, how do they do that? Well, how do they get them to film it in space like that? And I was like, oh my goodness, poor mom. And she hadn't seen the other movie, so it was all like, well, who are these people? It didn't make any sense to her. Who else do we have here that you would like to see? There's Renee Belloc in ceremonial robes. I have several different indie figures. I have this one is from Raiders of the Lost Ark. You can see the idol in his hand there. And then there's one from Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which is this one here. You'll notice that his hair is a little grayer. And there's Indiana Jones from The Last Crusade when he's wearing a tie. And who else do I? Oh, here's the Cairo swordsman. And you remember that scene, of course, when he's whipping the sword around and gets shot by Indy. You know, I think in the new Indiana Jones movie, he's not going to have his trusty revolver. I think they decided to go PC on that. And that's not Indiana Jones. He always carried a bullwhip, a satchel, and a revolver. Well, there is one scene where he's got a 45. That was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. And each movie, they had a different revolver. So there wasn't any continuity as far as his weapon goes. But most of the revolvers were like Smith and Wesson. I think one of them was a Webley. But it looks like in the new movie, he's not going to have any sidearm. So I heard a rumor that the girl in the movie is going to take his hat and put it on and say, I'm in charge now. If that's true, I'm going to walk out and demand my money back. They did that to James Bond, and the last movie was terrible. James Bond doesn't give up, and they show him just giving up. Now, I don't mind James Bond falling in love and getting married, especially since the actress that played his last love interest in the last two movies, I really thought she was cute. And I wouldn't mind that he married her. She seemed wholesome and cute to me, as well as smart and competent and resourceful. So I wouldn't mind him getting married to her. However, they make it so he can't be with her. They kill him. I like, this sucks. And it's really a pity because I thought Daniel Craig deserved better. He should have been able to go off with her and enjoy his retirement with his wife and child. But they wanted to punish him, and the reason why is they don't want someone like James Bond to have a happy life. They want him punished for all the things that he did, which he was doing for the crown, so to speak. Anyway, I guess if you're in the British Secret Service, you better worry because they just want to kill you off. So there is something else up here that's kind of impressive that I think you'll like. So let's move these down so you can take a look at it. I wish I had the other figures. I think I had a German mechanic. This playset, let's see, can I show it to you or is it too far back here? Let's put some of these on the floor. Here we are. This playset is pretty impressive. I took it out of the box and set it up. It's really nifty, but I need to get it out. The box is starting to get a little shelf worn on me. I'm sorry, it's too heavy for me to pick up one-handed. Yeah, I can't pick it up. Anyway, that's the playset. It was a quite ambitious toy, and it had like a branch that would swing around and the figure would whip around with it, and a boulder that would roll out, and like secret passages and stuff. It's a pretty cool little play set. It would provide a lot of hours of fun, I think. Okay, guys, that's it for Indiana Jones. You can look for that, the movie, on June 30th. All the pre-release buzz is saying that it sucks really bad. I don't know what to think. I've heard nothing but bad things about it. So I'm pretty discouraged, although the previews I've seen look pretty exciting and they look good. So I don't know what to say. But we should reserve judgment until we can actually see it ourselves. But it's not looking promising so far. And it's not fair to Harrison Ford to have him go out like that. They should have made a movie worthy of his talents as Indiana Jones. And, they could talk about his age and everything else, but they could have worked that into the story. And instead of that girl who I look at her and she bugs me already and I don't know anything about her. But they should have had John Rhys Davies as Sala as a sidekick. That's what hurt Crystal Skull, I thought, was his sidekick. I didn't like him either. And he betrays Indy. And I'm like, come on. Anyway, I don't want to get off on that negative stuff. I enjoy these toys very much. So even if the movie sucks, I'm still going to like these and be glad that I have them. And I wish that I had the ones that ended up getting sold. I don't know if they've been sold. They might be in another tub and I haven't stumbled across it, but I'm fearful that they did get sold because I did sell some Indiana Jones. Oh, I had a bunch of Indiana Jones die-cast. And this is one here. I'm going to set this down for just a moment, guys. I really I'm sorry to do that to you, but I can't do it one-handed. And I wanted to show you this because it's pretty cool. Are you still there? Oh no, never mind. Never mind. It's a motorcycle. Look, the front end completely broke off. And I don't know where. Oh, there's Henry Jones in the front of the motorcycle. Anyway, that's disappointing, but that's what happens in storage. You can't get away from that. These things are in not too bad of condition considering I found them just thrown into a tub. Okay, this is Iggy saying thank you for getting Iggy with it. For those that haven't done so yet, why don't you enlist in the Iggy Army? And then you can get Iggy with it on a regular basis. So let's all ride off into the sunset like they did in, oh gosh, The Last Crusade. They all rode their mounts off into the sunset. And that's what we should do. And we'll, of course, always will meet up at Roy Rogers Ranch and have some baked beans and bacon and a big slice of apple pie or cherry pie. Maybe have some buttered biscuits and some corn on the cob that's been heavily buttered. You know, I served corn to my landlord for Thanksgiving. You know, he had a traditional Thanksgiving dinner with a turkey, the mashed potatoes and gravy, and the rolls and the corn. And he looked at the corn and he was offended. And I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "That is pig food." I'm like, "What?" Apparently in Germany, corn is only given to pigs. I didn't know that. But every culture has different food habits. Of course, America is changing, and it won't be long before the turkey is replaced by a tamale. And I'm not joking when I say that. I've talked to many people. I said, "Well, how was your Thanksgiving dinner?" He said, "Oh, we had enchiladas and tamales." And I'm like, "That's traditional Thanksgiving?" They said, "Oh, yes." I'm like, "Okay." Iggy's traditional Thanksgiving dinner for the past 16 years has been a hot dog at the gas station. So we all, I guess, have different traditions now. Anyway, that's it for Iggy. And I'll see you guys next time. I'm not sure what's up next. Maybe G.I. Joe. I'm not sure. I'll have to take a look at what I brought home today. I brought 3 tubs home from storage. So we'll see what we got, okay? All right. In the meantime, you guys take care, be good, and stay healthy and wise and happy.